What's going on, world? It's a victory Monday here inside Big Games B.S. presented by Den Media, part of Den Media Group, presented by the MFTK Foundation until I get my tailgate stuff up and running. The MFTK Foundation is a nonprofit arm of all of my stuff where we go out and make sure we present and put on good for the community. That's where all the book bag drives come through, the ticket giveaways. We're doing a ticket giveaway for this next game for Florida State. So if you have tickets that you're not using, please, let me know. Or if you want to make a donation, you can go to mftkfoundation.com, make a donation, put get the Jits tickets, stuff like that. There are still tickets that we can go buy, or I will buy them off the secondary market, whatever I got to do to be able to get some of these kids into the game. That is Parents Weekend. It's a lot of other different things going on that weekend as well. But mftkfoundation.com is on where you go to for all of that stuff. That's going to present you the show until the tailgate. The Miami tailgate tickets are up. You can go purchase those. Don't be doing that slow shit to the tailgates, man. We need y'all to go ahead and purchase these things like you're supposed to purchase. Purchase them. What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Thank y'all. Tell each other good morning in the chat. Make sure we get people gathered in here. Had a whole bunch of good victories. This Mandarin won sloppy, but we won. Hopefully you guys win and check that out on the stream. You got other stuff going. You got, you can still go watch it. It's pretty good. Florida lost. Miami didn't, unfortunately. Florida State won in very convincing fashion. We will discuss that a little bit later. I'm trying to think who else. UCAA dominating fashion. Actually, all of my wins this weekend were in dominating fashion. I'm technically saying the Jags are my team because I have to cover them and work. But Mandarin dominated, even though we played sloppy. Florida State dominated. UCAA dominated. FSU dominated. So as we start off this morning, we have a whole bunch of stuff, whole bunch of content. I'm almost getting inundated with it. We have Jags pictures. We have pictures from the games this weekend. We got to put it on the YouTube channel. We got to also go in there and figure out who. I think we got to announce the winner of the fantasy football. Not fantasy football, excuse me. Of college football pick'em. Tomorrow we will announce. Well, Fort Worth, no, my dog Dev won the college football pick'em. I want to know who. I got my ass whooped by Mike Williams. Fuck you, by the way, Mike. You didn't have to whoop up on me like that in fantasy football. Let me see who's leading us right now in the college football. I mean, in the pro football. All right, we go. Groups. It was a pretty good. Everybody did pretty good so far. Right now it's going between Jason. Jason is in the lead, but he's only in the lead by one. And there is y'all real good. We have the most educated coloreds in America when it comes to watching football. I'm gonna tell you this. This is really good. You should have bet on the games. So Jason's 12-3 right now.
Oh, damn. That's a nice parlay.
We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A nine-person log jam for second place. 11-4. And then hold on, but wait on that. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-person log jam for third place at 10-5. You people, y'all. Can we get a clap? Do we have one of them claps in there, man? Y'all know ball, man. Either that or people been cheating. And then, so the worst, I've never seen this before. The worst is 9-6 right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually 9-6 is actually pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
For the NFL. Y'all need to go. Y'all are knowers of ball.
Especially first game of the season.
First game is because a lot of craziness happened in the NFL. We'll talk about that. shoot, that's wild right there. I'm very impressed by that. Let me look at the college football pick because maybe y'all. I mean, I stuck it up. I'm 500. The problem with college is we do the spread.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little more difficult. Like
Yeah.
Shark over there looking at L'Oreal had the 35.5 point spread beat, but decided to let San Jose State score. It fucked up and that lost me something. Texas Tech couldn't do it. I knew they weren't gonna be able to do it. Shout out to Pitt. But anyways, like I said, Fort Worth Dome, my boy Dev won the college football pick'em. We got all these different things. If you want to be a color, it's $3.99 to become a member of the channel. We appreciate that. We need to get that back up to where we used to have 100 members. Where are we now? I got to start guiding y'all. If you don't want to pay that way, you can always Cash App, Apple Pay, or go through the mftkfoundation.com. There's plenty of ways to be able to get that done and be able to be seen. There's membership start at $3.99, go all the way up to a different thing. We have 85 members.
Okay.
If we get that to 100 members, we'll do a special member giveaway. Doesn't matter what level you are, we get that to 100 members on the YouTube. So technically I have 3, I think, that pay me to the side. So we have 88 total members. If we can get that, so 12 more memberships, it will do a special member giveaway. Oh shit, I forgot all about this big icon. Damn. Shoot, I gotta go to icon prep. I forgot all about that. Man, I'm glad that man reminded me. Damn, boy, be busy. Outside of that, just make sure go tell her, come push, jam the like button. Please, don't just jam the like button, jam it and then share it. Send it to a friend that ain't doing shit at work. Tell them to come watch this, so that they could get that free game by Big Game that you guys all love so much. But before we start, I really get into the nitty gritty of the show. Well, also when we talk Jags, we're gonna bring Sheena Quick in to discuss the ass whipping that they took. Damn, if she was a dude, I would talk so much different. I feel like this is sexist, but at the same time, I don't want I can't just talk to my friend the way I want to talk to my friend, but like talk shit. Like if this is a dude, I'd be like, y'all got bent over and spreading them by the Jazz, but you can't say that to a woman.
Yeah.
But whatever. But we'll have her on to talk a little bit. But let's get that word of prayer because it's a lot of ass whoopings that had gone on this weekend.
You already know what time it is, dog. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God. God is great. All the time. All the time. Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
You motherfucker better thank you, God. Did Hawaii win? We need to make sure we check that out.
Just a quick update. Hawaii did beat Sam Houston yesterday, Saturday, 20-37. So they did win.
So they 2-0 with the prayers.
They did win. But before we get into the rest of the scores for this week's college football games, welcome to Big Games B.S. here on Monday, September 8th. So if this is your first time here at the show, it's called Big Games B.S. because we bring the good, the bad, and the BS of the sports world, especially football, to your screens, eyes, and ears. For all my football lovers out there, you are in the best time of the year because college football and NFL is happening at the same time. So we're going to discuss some college and NFL. But before we get into that, we have an MFTK segment to talk about. Then the FSU Seminoles football. I don't even know if you want to call it a game, but a one-sided shootout for the Seminoles. Then we have a little soccer update for you. We'll get into the AP polls, then discuss some noteworthy, college football games this past weekend before we get into the NFL. Going to go over the week 1 results and scores. Obviously, we got to talk about the Jags getting their inaugural win for this season. Then we have some more notable games to discuss as well. Then we'll get into our Big Games BS section where we bring the scope of the conversation outside of the typical football world. We have a food BS or bussin' segment to ask James about, and then we have a Karen video. But first things first, let's go to the high school football world and talk about Mandarin University's 42-0 victory over Sandalwood in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, courtesy of Strikeout James, I read that y'all had 2 turnovers within the first half, if I'm
First
correct.
half.
Or first quarter?
First quarter.
Mm.
First 2 for back-to-back possessions, man.
Dang.
Second play of the game knocks those an interception. And then we get an interception. And then my running back commits the unthinkable. He fumbled. While we were driving, like we were like, there wasn't anything that we couldn't have done. We got off to an extremely slow start because our guys weren't focused. And I'm gonna straight up say, shout out to Rains High School, north side of Jacks. They were trying to beat Sandalwood in the same manner in which Rains beat them. Rains put up 49 points in a quarter on them, and we had to tell them stop pressing. Like, you're trying to make plays. And like, even with my running back, but my running back did something. He knows he's got 10 what do you call it there? He got 10 100-yard tire pulls. Because you get 5 per fumble. But he did something that we don't do. And I get it from Billy Sexton, the great running backs coach for Florida State, the only one that got 4 first-round draft picks. We don't wear sleeves. It doesn't matter how cold it is. We do not wear sleeves because sleeves get slick when you start sweating. And I missed it. I can't believe I went, but between, those of you guys who don't know, shout out to Londa's boyfriend. I appreciate him. He inboxed me that was dope. He didn't have to do that. Thank you. Tell him I appreciate him for going out of his way to thank me for that. To not thank me, but give his condolences. But I was dealing with some stuff with my grandmother, trying to get stuff prepared for she's gonna have 2 homegoing or whatever people call these services. Then we have the streams. So we're still getting that figured out. And in a way, didn't have a really good press box there or whatever. So my mind is going on, but he had sleeves. And when I saw it at halftime, I said, "Oh, bitch. Oh yeah, you fucking owe me." Like, oh, you just wild. You just fucking wilding today. Like, y'all know I don't. I said, you lucky my grandmama died. I said, because I'd have been caught that and cussed your ass out. But they got it together once they stopped pressing, and then it just became child's play. Like, B5's B5. We had some parents still mad though. Like, they're mad that like we won 42-0, but they wanted us to do some different shit. But is this the big hit by Bryson? Yeah, Bryson is shockingly more physical than what I thought. Like, Bryson, that's not even the most impressive hit. That is an impressive hit, man. I need you to, damn it. I didn't realize that. I got another angle of it. I'll definitely put that. If you don't want to watch the full game, the highlights of each half are on Den Media Group. I just don't have any like description or whatever. So like, I'm getting better with that shit. But also, I want to say this: number 20. Shout out to number 20. That his nickname is Gator. Gator is the least talked about DB we've had, And that's the one that they try the most often. And he also, I think, leads the city in interceptions right now. So keep trying. Gator had an interception in the end zone on the first drive. I think Gator has had a pick in every game this season. So yeah, y'all gonna keep trying, Gator. And Gator say, Gator don't play that shit. That's what Gator said. So but shout out to that. Brody Jennings had 2 interceptions, he had a pick 6. Tamaj had a pick 6 as well. Defense continues to hate my running blacks because they want to score. But yeah, so outside of that, man, like it's good stuff going on at Mandarin University. Big week. Week 1 starts this week. Week 1 starts this week. We play Bradford. Bradford is a small school, but a very, very good small school. Much respect, and we got to get some payback. So hopefully we'll do what we need to do, and we'll be more focused this week. And we'll go make that. We'll go get this guap.
Just want to reiterate that. Got the schedule pulled up for you guys to showcase the Bradford game. That's going to be at home at Mandarin U on this Friday. So huge shout out to the Mandarin Mustangs for getting another W in this 2025 season. Speaking of another W, you know we got to talk about the FSU Seminoles and their blowout win against East Texas A&M. So we got this graphic courtesy of FSU Football's X account showcasing the score and some interesting fun facts about the game. So if you guys did not know, the FSU Seminoles defeated East Texas A&M 77-3, and everybody got some touches this game. This was a great game for the young guys, some of the people who didn't see the field the first game, to get that confidence in them, playing in Doak, hearing the claps and hearing the cheers. So let's read off some of these statistics on this infographic right here. So with 10.7 yards per play, that is the highest in school history. 74 margin, tied the largest margin of victory in program history. 90 players played, second most in school history, including 17 true freshmen. And then this is the most points scored by a Coach Norvell team at FSU. So FSU had 729 total yards on offense, and they had 11 drives that ended in touchdowns. So Gavin Sawchuk had 88 total yards while also accumulating 3 touchdowns. TC had 237 pass yards and 3 touchdowns. And Amari Williams, 1 reception touchdown, 35 reception yards, and he also had half a sack. Jerry Wilson did his thing with 1 interception, 2 tackles. But the big guys did their thing. Deuce Robinson, the big wideout, had 173 yards, 2 tutties as well. Earl Little, a name we're going to be saying a lot on this podcast, 1 interception, 2 tackles, and 1 PBU, aka 1 pass breakup as
Boy,
well.
a crash out, man.
190-pound crash out for sure.
I love it.
For sure. So, James, I'm just going to go over the box score a little bit, even though there's not much to discuss with this game, and then we'll get your thoughts on the game as well. So I'm going to blow this up for you right here. So Thomas Castellanos only attempted 11 passes, but man, those bombs to Deuce Robinson ended up boosting that yards number so much. But yes, he had 3 touchdowns and he had a QBR of 95.4. Kevin Sperry got in some action as well, and he had 4 completions, and 2 of those, yes, half of his completions were touchdowns.
It was fun to see the offense actually not stall when you put another guy in. We haven't seen that in a while.
Shout out to Sperry, showing that the QB room has some very, very, very great potential. Then you have Florida State rushing. Shout out to Sam Singleton went to the same high school as him. He had 4 carries, 82 yards, and he had a touchdown, longest of 53 yards. And your boy, Mr. Danzy, also had a long of 53 with 1 carry, and he had a touchdown as well.
Looking like me out there.
Zay Parks also had a tutty, and we talked about Gavin Sawtruck as well. But let's get to the big deuce, man. 5 receptions, 173 yards with a long of 82 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns as well.
Looking like
Sawtruck,
an athletic Johnny Wilson.
facts. Sawtruck did his thing on the receiving end as well. And then Usman ended up getting a receiving touchdown as well.
That wheel route was dirty. I loved it.
As well as Amari Williams. Our leading tackler was AJ Cottrell. Had
Hold on,
4.
we're not gonna go. Hey, mama, if she listens to the show, you better come to the. You got to come to the Miami tailgate. Amari's mama. That's how we're gonna. You know, that's how when you have kids, that's how they identify parents at that point. Like you don't have a name. Your name is your child's. And I like the way he broke it down. Like how he. They was picking on him about the touchdown. He got a sack too, as well, I believe.
He got he was registered with a half a sack as well.
Okay. And they say he had to tell them that he wanted to go in. But I've told people earlier in the season, based upon what I saw with the Jacksonville game, Florida State did not get our Travis Hunter. And that's a day that still will live in infamy. Trey really does not like Travis Hunter because of that moment. Will not trust him in anything in life. Amari Williams could be our version of Travis Hunter. Being able to give you a pass rush situation, being able to give you reps at tight end. We actually have a tight end room that's pretty good between Amari Williams, Landon, and I keep forgetting my guy's name for Panama City. He's
Pittman.
Yeah, Pittman, Randy. You got it. You know, I don't know why I'm trying to remember his whole name. With a name like Randy, he got to be about something. But that tight end room is pretty good, pretty physical as well.
And then our leading tackler was AJ Cottrell with 4 total tackles. But James, we got to shout out a legacy man. You see the name at the bottom, Antonio Cromartie Jr.
Nephew got in.
He ended up getting some bump. He had 2 total tackles, and he had 1 solo tackle as well. So love to see him getting out on that field, man. Love to see it. Shout out to him as well. And then this is just a quick overview of the team stats right here, courtesy of ESPN. So we'll go down to the bottom. Look at the top, 28 minutes compared to 31 minutes, almost a 4-minute difference. So nothing too crazy, but you can see the amount of severity of the score differential right here with the number of first downs.
But do you see my guy? Do you see we got Coleman's in the box again, in the box score? That's something that's Tallahassee's known. Tallahassee's known for Coleman's in the box score. I don't know who nephew is, but we're gonna claim him though. We're gonna claim nephew. Hold on one sec. Hey, bro. Hey, man, I ain't know nephew got a couple tackles, man.
Yeah, he had a couple tackles, man.
Overall, give me a grade. Give me a grade of nephew's performance.
A C.
A C? Oh, goddamn, Pops, that's pretty tough, man.
Yeah, what I'm supposed to give him. When you look at it, he had the 7 route that he should have broke on earlier because the guy telegraphed the route. He still stayed in heavy inside, and he could have jumped outside later and picked up the pass. When he made the tackle on, that's the one that they actually went down and scored on. Yes, he made something. Yes, he made some good tackles down there on goal line too. Showed some effort, showed that, but there was also missed signs probably that was on that thing. So you got to understand there might have been mental errors. So yes, I'm gonna give him a C. That's the way it goes.
I ain't mad at it. Okay. Well, dang, man, that's Jesus. I'm thinking you finna be, but you know what? That's why you are who you are, and I can't get mad at it. You gotta hold the standard is the standard.
The standard is the standard. Just like I talked to him, what's that? Yesterday. And I asked about the 7 round. I was like, bro, why you just didn't jump it? Well, I knew it was coming. If you knew it was coming, why you didn't go? He telegraphed it. That's a mop. That's a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Like I say all the time, if you're ready, you ain't got to worry about it. You already know what to do. Hey, if you trust yourself and you trust your ability, you're gonna go out there and go make plays. Who knows how many opportunities that you get to showcase this year?
You know what? That's a fair. If he'd have made the pick and went pick 6, you got. It's hard to argue getting you on the field if you make a plays.
There you go.
So, all right, man. Well, cool. I was looking through the box score. I was like, damn, I ain't even. 7-7. I stopped watching after a while, man. I got other shit to do on Saturdays. Like,
yeah, I think he played the whole second half.
Okay.
Yeah, he played the whole second half.
But I was joking. I told my son, I was like, at this point in games, I'm over there trying to figure out what I'm doing tonight.
Yeah,
so I got the jersey and the pants on. I ain't got no shoulder pads on with a whooping like that. But good stuff, man. But I'm gonna holler at you though, dog.
All right, bro.
All right, yep. Remind me, call Aaron. Call mama. Don't call daddy. Call mama. Nah, man, it was good. I was just glad to see nephew in the box score. You noticed that shit. You like, oh, well, damn. Yeah, he got 2 tackles. There was only but fuck it. He also gave him. They would have scored if he would have got the interception. Fair enough. Can't no other show do that. Oh, we'll also have Brian McFadden on Wednesday morning. We'll talk about college football in the nose. And probably want to ask him about the Steelers too, a little bit.
Just to give a quick overview of the box score right quick, FSU had 20 more first downs than East Texas. Then you can see the total yards difference right here, 197 to 729 as well. So what a game for the Seminoles. What a game. And we had a special guest in Doak Campbell Stadium, James. Thought it was AI, but it looks like the battle's end may be getting some more donor dollars right here because Jake Paul was seen at the game, James, but FSU football quickly recorded him, got him on camera doing the chop right here, as you can see, courtesy of FSU football. But James may look like the battle's end, maybe getting some lucrative opportunities with Jake Paul seen at the game. And you know that boxing money is different.
Definitely. It's also the type of money. So Miami had Jeff Bezos down there hanging out with them. Old money don't spend like that. Young money do. So Jake Paul is cool with us, and so we may have to try to get a little bit. It's not Mike's not that atmosphere type of guy, the hype guy, but we need to get other people involved in that. So like battles in, being able to keep a little bit of space between it. I'm not a huge. We had Bert there last game, yeah, and then I ain't really too interested in the Pauls and stuff, but I do respect that they get in the ring. I wish they fought by real boxing rules, but whatever.
FSU came out of the tunnel for this game wearing Ethan Pritchard memorabilia, wearing his number. Coach Norvell even had a Ethan Pritchard wristband too, or what's it called, James? The not a wristband, but the wrist basketball players wear them. Dang,
sleeve?
I forgot. Wrist sleeve, yeah. With the no. The word will come back to me. But anyways, they're showing their love and support for Ethan Pritchard, and his dad was even at the game as well on the sidelines, and he was seen right here breaking the legendary FSU rock. So we got some pictures and videos courtesy of FSU football. Once again, you can see Pritchard's dad right here with the team in the locker room preparing his swing, and then boom, finally breaking the rock right there. Then
that was awesome.
Then we have a quick video too.
Ethan's dad came to spend the day with us. He told me the other day, he goes, this is where his boy wants to be. We got it done for him. All right. I want you to take that to him. A lot of great performances today. But if you You guys are good.
Feel something. I don't like that. I'm tingling right now. Like I'm getting choked up, man. That was good stuff, man. Just good young man. How's that GoFundMe? I hope it's going stronger than Chuck E. Cheese's GoFundMe.
Yeah, I haven't. I did not recoup on the. I did not go back to that Chuck E. Cheese GoFundMe yet, but they're almost at their goal, y'all. So make sure to get them to that goal. They're 95% there. Trying to raise 130,000. Currently at $124,010. So please look up his GoFundMe. Research his GoFundMe. If you just look up Ethan Pritchard FSU. GoFundMe should be the first thing that pops up. So make sure to get him to that goal.
Just make sure we put that link in the description for the show. Y'all go check that out. I may do something down the road. Right now, I'm a little funerals ain't, funerals ain't cheap. I don't like this shit. But I'm glad that young man's on the mend. Get him back out here playing some football. Not this year, obviously, but get him playing some football. Hell of a competitor. Again, I remember I coached against him 2 years at Seminole High School. Good ball player.
Yes, we're sending our thoughts to the Pritchard family as well. And kudos to FSU for involving Pritchard's dad in the game and especially in that post-game celebratory moment that the Seminoles do. So, man, shout out to the Seminoles and blessings to the family, the Pritchard family. I know there's a lot of football talk, but we got to have the real football update for you. That is FSU women's soccer. So just to give a quick score update, they beat in-state FAU 5-2-0 to cap the non-conference slate with a 4-0-1 record and a 20-1 goal differential. The key word for today is differential with FSU sports because, man, we are widening the differential each and every week. Love to see it. And shout out to the Lady Seminoles doing their thing on the pitch. So before we get into the slate of noteworthy college football games here happened in the second week, let's take a look at the AP top 25 polls. So James, FSU is number 10 on this list. We have cracked the top 10. Super excited about that. But let's go through these teams and let's go through some of these notable games that may have caused these rankings to shift. So we got Ohio State at number 1, Penn State 2, LSU 3, Oregon at 4, and then Miami, which leads the big 3, is at number 5. Georgia and them SEC boys are at 6, Texas 7, Notre Dame 8, Illinois 9, and finally, we round out that top 10. Following, you have South Carolina, Clemson, Oklahoma, Iowa State, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, USF, Bama, Utah, Texas A&M for 16, my bad, Texas Tech for 21, 22 Indiana, 23 Michigan, 24 Auburn, and 25 you have Missouri. So we're going to keep that in mind, and then let's discuss some of the notable games that occurred this week that caused some of these ratings to shift for you. First, let's talk about an in-state rival who was on this list last week, but is not on that list anymore. That is none other than the Florida Gators. So the Gators played South Florida. Is this the battle of I-75? Is this the game? The Florida and then battle of
I guess it would be.
Okay, so Florida did play South Florida in the battle of I-75, and they ended up taking the L 18-16 to Byron Brown in South Florida. Man, them boys looking deadly out there, especially on that defense side of the ball. Fans were calling for Billy Napier to get fired. They queued up that Billy Napier fire chants after the game. But let's break down this game as well. James, from your opinion, I heard a lot of people saying DJ Lagway did not look like that guy who they claim he was. He went 23 of 33, however, throwing for 222 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And from the videos I've seen online, some of the play calling wasn't the best either. They had that wildcat, like reverse flea flicker type of.
That was wild.
And I was a little bit perplexed, to say the least, about that one. And wide receivers missing their blocks, et cetera, et cetera. I know Nick Saban even says South Florida got some dogs on defense. And, man, looks like they showed themselves. But before we get into the game, let's take a look at a specific drive that shifted the outcome of this game. So we're going to scroll all the way to the last drive right here. And then I want you guys to look at this banner right here. So USF was able to propel 15 yards because a University of Florida player received an unsportsmanlike conduct flag, which resulted in USF going from the 24 to the 39-yard line with a first down as well, causing them to move down the field and get that field goal to win the game. So what was this unsportsmanlike conduct, you might add? Well, we got the video for you guys right here of Brendan Brett spitting. Yes, he followed that Dak trend to the T in the face of a USF player. Video for you guys. Man,
Oh, God.
And that wasn't the one that you could even say like he didn't even have a chance to say nothing bad.
Lock him up. It's gross.
But this is just what they do. They did it in 2023, and then they did it to us spell backwards. Ooh. Like that was his first reaction, like he's a caged animal. Like, boom, bumped heads. That's all. And he pushed him off. Like, like we see like the defense mechanism. Like, come on, dog. We didn't need that, bro. That's just, there's no part of the game where that's acceptable.
So this unsportsmanlike conduct by Brendan Brett, just to reiterate it, resulted in a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct flag. You can see that flag being thrown right here by the referee. And man, it really, really shifted the game to get the Gators in a bad spot with USF's field goal. So, James, from this game, is USF really, really on the rise? Really a top 10, top 20 college team? Or is the Gators just not who they say they are? Or could it be a little bit of both?
I think it's a little bit of both. I definitely think USF, they're a bold team last year. They got a good coach. You actually might have just saw a job interview. Like, I personally think USF has what you want right now. A dynamic, competent quarterback. I don't think they're built to win. And they're playing these good teams early. Boise wasn't a good team. Let's put that out there. Boise State lost damn near 100% of their offense. Like, he's in Las Vegas right now. 1-0. But I'll say that one was that. But what USF, they did, if you look at what USF did last year, last couple years, right? They should have beat Bama 2 years ago. They took Bama all the way to the breaking point. 1 year it was pouring down raining, but it didn't matter. They still did it. They had Miami for 3 quarters last year. So we'll see. If they beat, I think it's disrespectful to have them ranked where they are. I'll be honest with you. Nobody's resume currently looks like USF's. Does that? I would put them ahead of Illinois and Florida State at least. But we'll see if they beat Miami this week. I'll be totally dejected and disappointed. But I'll also be happy and laughing because it's tough because I love Carson. But I'm gonna get my. But you're gonna get this work. Like what was the battle rapper? You gonna get this work. You're missing the large picture. Your pops wasn't no gangster. You ain't no gangsters. You just some lost. That's it. But nah, it's all. But yeah, I think I'm gonna be tuned into that game, especially bye week. We ain't got nothing to lose. It's only a win if everybody loses.
James, you might have to make sure to see which time the Gilmore Girls and Flash is going to be on because the Miami and USF game is going to be on the CW. So
Black Lightning,
Black Lightning, PBS, whatever's on there, man. But
you're gonna hear dun, 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 right after the game. They're not even gonna do the post-game interviews because it's gonna go over. We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're colored. They're gonna. That's the worst deal the ACC ever made. I'd rather it be on Tubi. The NFL's on Tubi. Could have done better than this, man. Miami deserves better than this.
I would not be surprised if more NFL games and college games will be on Tubi, since we did not know Tubi is owned by Fox. So
I didn't. You know what? Now it makes sense. Fox is trying to destroy Black culture.
You didn't know Tubi was owned by Fox this whole time?
I had no idea, but now everything makes so much more sense now.
Yes.
Was it Rupert Murdoch? You some bitch.
Yep, Tubi is owned by Fox, so that connects a lot of dots. Speaking of connecting the dots, we have the AP Top 25 poll in the top left corner. So with that, we're going to discuss some of the notable games that caused these ratings to happen. I'm going to share the ESPN college football tab with you right here. So Grambling lost to Ohio State 70-0. Shouldn't be any surprise there. Jeremiah Smith did his thing. 5 receptions, 119 yards, 2 touchdowns. We don't even need to talk about that. But Penn State ended up defeating FIU 34-0. I'm pretty sure the spread was more than that. I'm just going to double check right quick just to make sure I'm not wrong with that. The spread was 41.5. So FIU did their thing. They didn't let the Penn State Lions get the spread, but it still had a shutout.
Shout out to Diamond, son.
Shout out to them. LSU did their thing to Louisiana Tech 23-7. Man, Miami, like you previously mentioned, did their thing against Bethune-Cookman 45-3. Baby Jesus, a.k.a. Malachi Toney, 6 receptions, 80 yards, had a crazy, crazy move in this game as well. Carson Beck, 22-20.
It was only 45? That's a win for Bethune.
That's a good win for Bethune.
Shit, I thought it was going to Bethune-Cookman. Now, all due respect to my guy Pimp, I like Dante Pimpleton. He was at Florida State, hung out with Dante. We cool. Man, they suck. Like, Bethune-Cookman is, I'm sorry, CJ Wilson, you're my brother, always going to be my brother, but they ass, bro. Like, it's not looking good down there. So, I thought it would have been a bigger blowout than that, but that shows they fought and had some pride.
Shout out to Ed Reed too, man. Shout out to Ed Reed. What a guy. Then you got Oregon.
I told you I saw him last week, right?
Oh, at the game?
At the game, yeah. We chopped it up a little bit.
That's what's up, man. Nice guy, man. Nice guy. Oregon did their thing to Oklahoma State. This Big 12 matchup right here. The quarterback, Mr. Moore, 16-21, 266 yards, and 3 tutties. James, you previously mentioned San Jose State. I think they ruined your parlay because they scored a touchdown to Texas's 38 points as well. Arch Manning had 4 touchdowns in the air, 19 of 30, 295 yards. Clemson ended up beating Troy 16-27, even though this game was closer than expected for a little bit. You see, going into halftime, Troy was leading Clemson 16-3, but Clemson ended up coming back as well because Troy went scoreless in the second half. South Carolina beat up South Carolina State 38-10. And James, this ACC matchup was highly anticipated between Illinois and Duke. So I want to take a look at the box score of this game.
It was close. It was closer than that for a while, wasn't it?
Yes, going into halftime, it was actually 14-13. Duke was leading, and then Illinois just, or excuse me, it was 14-13, and Illinois was leading, and then Duke only scored 6 points in the third quarter compared to Illinois' 31 points in the third and fourth quarter right there. So let's take a look at the box stats right here. Luke Altmaier, 22-31, 296 yards, 3 tutties, averages 9.5 yards per completion. And then Darian Mensah, 23 of 34, 334 yards, averaging 9.8, going for 2 touchdowns and 1 interception as well. But Hank Betty did his thing for the Fighting Illini, going 8 of 128 yards, an average of 16 yards a catch right there, and he led the game in receiving yards as well. But this is what propelled Illinois to get to that 9th ranked spot in the AP poll top 25. They were previously ranked 11th, and now they are in that 9th spot, one ahead of the Seminoles right there as well. So just a quick look at the team stats for you. Man, James, look at your favorite category at the bottom. Whew.
I know that top. I know that top was dominated.
36 minutes of time of possession for Illinois compared to only 23 minutes for Duke.
16 minutes of top. That's tiresome. Like, that wears you down.
Definitely wears you down, and it's even more crazy if you look at the total yards. Duke had more total yards than the Illinois team.
Oh, so that's some weak sauce. The D wasn't even good. Oh, man, that's tough.
I would be so mad if I was a coach and we had more total yards of offense than the team, and we still lost by that fashion as well. So, man, that Duke team must be very, very upset. But just to give you guys a quick ACC update with that one as well. But we're going to keep on keeping on with the score updates for you guys. So I'm going to share this tab with you again. Then we're just going to keep on plowing through these scores. We talked about the USF and Florida game, the Battle I-75, but 12th ranked Arizona State, James, lost to Mississippi State. Kenny Dillingham took an L to an SEC team right here. So that moved them out of the AP top 25 because they were ranked 12, but they're not on this week's list as well.
So are they're not ranked anymore?
Nope.
So they lost to a 2-10 team last year by 4 points, and they're no longer ranked. And they were a college football playoff team last year, right?
They did play in the playoffs, lost to Texas.
Now, Bama lost by 14, but probably should have been lost by more to a 2-10 team. But they're still ranked. Is that, am I processing this the right way?
Yeah, it's not making sense. Paul Feinbaum's doing some witchcraft.
Yeah, that's not right. That's not right. I'm looking at this score, and I am learning that we anoint people way too fast. I'm guilty of this. I wanted to see Bryce Underwood be great, and I think he still can be great. I think I like it because I like the last Underwood that I remember hearing about was on House of Cards. Just like the last name, is a badass last name. But man, did he look, him in Michigan. And I don't like his coach. I still don't like his coach. I don't like the way he looks. I don't like the way he acts. I don't like anything about him. But I did not expect this to come from Oklahoma. And I like Oklahoma's coach, defensive-minded guy. I'm glad he got rid of Clemson. Clemson's downfall started when he left. Nobody has more pause-worthy moments than Oklahoma's coach. Like, you know, I think he said sometimes you got to get that hose and you just got to hold it with two hands and then just let it bust in your. I was like, yo, hey, coach. But he's a good defensive-minded coach, and I'm glad that they won. So even though I don't want the SEC to win, shit. It was like, I mean, listen, it wouldn't shock me if he was a pegger. It would not shock me, but he's a good defensive coach. I always tell people, man, listen, he might be like, what was that song on the Empire when he's like, he was doing the cipher, and he's like, I might be gay. I was like, he might be gay, but it's not a disability.
All right.
He knows how to call God. He knows all about the D. we know that.
The in-state rivalry between Iowa and Iowa State resulted in a close nail-biter game. Iowa State did come out on top, though.
Matt Campbell, man. You talk about a guy who didn't capitalize on his stardom. Matt Campbell was rumored to get the Florida State job, and ever since he stayed at Iowa State, the shit's just they've been mid. Thank God we dodged that bullet. The fuck going on at SMU?
Yes. Newly acquired ACC SMU did lose to Baylor in an in-state matchup in double overtime, 48-45. SMU was ranked 17th in the AP poll for week 2, but they're not on the AP poll for week 3 with this loss right here for you. The Baylor QB put on a clinic, 34 of 50, 440 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Man, that's a stat line for you right there as well. But SMU did fall to Baylor. Texas A&M getting a win over Utah State, doubling the score, 22-44. Ole Miss doing their thing, beating Kentucky 30-23. Bama needed some redemption. They beat UL Monroe 73-0. Ty Simpson went perfect in his game, 17-17, 226 yards, 3 tutties. Tennessee did their thing against East Tennessee State, Indiana as well.
Didn't have to beat my nephew team like that.
And then Kent State lost to Texas Tech. That's who FSU is playing next, Kent State. So we can see how they did against Texas Tech. Utah destroyed Cal Poly. And then you have Virginia losing to NC State. Battle of the ACC teams, 31-35. I know this is a very, very intense ACC rivalry right here between these two teams, especially. A lot of two hard-hitting teams, two tough teams that always give each other and other ACC competitors some trouble. So, man, 31-35. Pitt did their thing against Central Michigan. And your boy, James, I was scared for your boy, Fran Brown.
Gets the wash.
Thought he was going to fold against the basketball school, but he ended up pulling out in overtime, and he actually made his team run sprints after
posturing. I don't like that. I think that's fucking stupid. Like college, high school, anything, handle it in practice.
Right.
Like just everybody already knows.
For clicks.
Like that's what you're doing it for. Like, come on, dog.
Yeah, he made them run sprints in the stadium.
At least he gets to wash.
At least
he don't be bathing when he lose.
At least
he just like being stank.
Wash.
What's the we missed another? Blow that back up. It was another. Oh, shout out to our former defensive coordinator, Jacksonville State beat Liberty. That's a big win for them. Shout out to our guy. Damn, I'd be forgetting. His brother plays at Florida State. Dad is Swahili for fast white boy.
Cade Fryer.
Yeah, Caden Fryer. Shout out to my dog Caden Fryer, Jacksonville State commit. Also, Jacksonville State was my first. That's my dog Bernie's brother. He's a DC. I forgot all about that. Yeah, man. Shout out to Jacksonville State. Makes even Brian Williams is the defensive coordinator there. Used to coach at Rickards from Tallahassee's own. So shout out to my dog doing that. Shout out to Georgia Tech. Colorado, look at them beating up on the blue. The blue is it Delaware or Delaware State that they beat? It's the Blue Hens. They beat up on the Blue Hens. Big time. Way to bounce back, Dion. Love that shit. Good job. Congratulations.
So
Is there anything interesting that we need to know about?
That looks like the last slate of interesting games, except FAMU, man. FAMU lost to FAU. And then K-State is on a downhill spiral, James. They actually lost 24-21 against Army. Kansas State not looking too good after Avery Johnson's dad and brother was squabbling up in them Dublin streets, man. Whew. Sucks to see as well. But Virginia Tech is not looking like a team that is good this year, James. They're currently 0-2 and lost to Vandy 44-20 as well. And then UNLV, coached by Dan Mullen, ended up beating Nico Iamaleava and UCLA 30-20.
Say that name again?
Nico Iamaleava.
Jesus, he's killing them names. It's good stuff.
Appreciate
He's
it.
ass. That's what that's Polynesian for suck. Got to be related to Never mind. I don't want the one.
They said they were cousins.
Makes
right?
sense.
They said they were cousins, so I don't know how much of that I believe. Stanford, another ACC team, ended up losing to BYU 3-27. And then lastly, at the bottom, we talked about Hawaii, and Hawaii did come out on top against Sam Houston 37-20. But James, those are all the notable games that caused these shifts, these rankings in the AP Poll Top 25. Who do you see in the top 10 specifically? Who do you see in the top 10 that could end up not being in the top 10 or not being in that AP poll? Because I see a couple of teams that I'm kind of skeptical about, but I want to know your opinion on it.
Illinois doesn't deserve to be there. Everybody else in that top 10. Notre Dame got another L, man. Coming their way. I'll be honest with you. I would probably take South Carolina in the top 10 over Illinois. Iowa State does not deserve to be 14. USF deserves to be in the top 10 based upon their wins. Actually, you know what? Truth be told, Texas and Notre Dame in any other year should be treated in the same respect that Alabama is being treated with. I don't think they need to be out of the top 25, but I don't think that they have earned shit to be in the top 25, especially losing the way they lost the way Texas lost to Ohio State. And that Notre Dame-Miami game, while the score looked close, Miami dominated that shit. Miami was just playing with their food. Like, that game wasn't close.
Yeah, I'm definitely not sold on Texas or Notre Dame as well. And I'm having some questions about Oregon. You know Oregon, how that always goes, man. Once they play, they
play somebody with a pulse,
yeah,
shit get wicked.
It's a little different when they play somebody with a pulse. But other than that, I agree with you on that South Carolina take as well. Obviously, if you go quarterback for quarterback, I'm going with Lenoris over Arch any day of the week. And from the videos I've been seeing online, looks like Arch is still battling a shoulder injury. There's some clips online when he's throwing. He's like tensing up. like he's hurting when he's releasing the ball, and his release isn't the prettiest anyway. So kind of makes sense that he could be battling a shoulder injury, but still got to go out there and play. But man, these are the AP poll for this week. This is your top 25, and last thing we're gonna finish out with is go Seminoles, ranked number 10. Super excited for this season as well.
I'm excited. I just don't really. I don't want us to. I just don't. I don't want us to like. Hey man.
You're still expecting an average season. You got a good win.
Nah, I'm still 8-4 until Virginia.
Okay.
Once I see Virginia and we dominate Virginia like that, I just don't want us to get nothing given to us. Again, smell the perfume. Don't drink it. It's poison. I'm with what my guy B-Max said. I'm just a little nervous, like that's all. I want to be happy. I'm happy with the way they're playing, but I just want to be cautiously optimistic. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Like, hey, we're going to do fine. We're going to be all right.
We got to send a huge shout out as we wrap up our college segment. And this coach got his first ever head coaching victory, showed that he had that dog in him. No pun intended. Mike Vick got his first win at Norfolk State University against Virginia.
That comment's wild, right? But it's not wild, not wilder than one of my favorite Jeezy bars. She built like a pit. I kill it like Vic. Hey man, shout out to my dog, man. It's good. Shout out to Mike Vick. Good stuff, Mike. Love it, man. Love it. Deshaun Jackson won too?
I don't. Oh, Deshaun. It looks like Marlon put in the chat that Deshaun did get a dub as well. Let me just look up who they played. So, yep, they defeated Albany 37-32 as well. So they both
Albany. That's a good win.
So they both got a W. So shout out to the former NFL players doing their thing. But yes, Deshaun Jackson, thank you, Marlon Lloyd, for bringing this up. Appreciate you, man. They defeated Albany 37-32 on Saturday, September 6th. So shout out to both of them, man. Shout out to both of them. Now, James, we are at our NFL portion of this section. Super hyped for this to discuss the week 1 regular season results. But first, here is a score recap for you guys, courtesy of Fox NFL. We're going to be going through some of these notable games for you on this list, but we're just going to start off with the best of the best with the home team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, defeating the Carolina Panthers 26-10.
To invite somebody.
So we're going to be going through these games, but I'm just going to read you the scores right here of the week 1 games. 23-20 Bucks, 17-16 Bengals. That was a game as well as the Bucks. This game has gotten our surprising game of the week, aka our shocking game of the week. That is the Colts versus the Dolphins. Then you got the Jags game, Raiders 2013, Cardinals 2013, Steelers. Shout out to the NIL Jalen Ramsey for his hit that sealed the game, 34-32. Commanders 21-6, Broncos 2012, San Fran 17-13, Green Bay 27-13, LA 14-9, and then lastly 41-40 in a down to the wire insane comeback game from the Bills we're going to get into. But we're going to talk with the Jags first and foremost. So let's get into the 26-10 victory by the Jaguars. We're going to go through the stats in this game, through the box score, hear what James has to say. Then we got a special guest to discuss this information with as well. But first things first, James, let's take a look at the box score. Bryce Young was stinking it up. The trenches from the Jags puts a lot of pressure, mess up his decision making. Went 18 for 35, 154 yards, average of 4.4 yards per completion, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions as well, with a QBR of 20.1. That's nasty. Trevor Lawrence got some dialogue to discuss with him. 19-31, 178 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, QBR of 68.9. MVP of this game is that boy number 1. Yes, Travis Etienne Jr. He went 16 of 143, averaged 8.9 yards a carry, had that 71-yard breakout run. I'm sad he got caught, James. I really want him to get the touchdown. Sad he got caught, but hey, got to take it what you can get, man. Trevor Lawrence, 4 carries, 12 yards as well. And then Basul Tutton, 3 carries, 11 yards. Tank Bigsby, 5 carries for 12 yards. On the receiving end, got Brennan Strange, who led the team, and he had that crazy block, 4 receptions, 59 yards. De'Ami Brown, 352. Travis Hunter did get 6 receptions for 33 yards. He was ecstatic that his team got a W as well. But James, how come our star wide receiver only had 1 reception for 11 yards? He did have 7 targets, however.
Oh yeah, it wasn't from a last. I tell you why. It's the same reason I say all the time, and everybody wants to get mad at it. Trevor Lawrence did enough to. Trevor Lawrence did what we should have been asking Trevor Lawrence to do his entire career. Don't lose us the game.
That's it.
Like when you there was 2 that were just great opportunities they just overthrew. One time, just bad play call. He was covered. But they tried to get him involved. They got him involved in the running game. One of the things I did like about Liam Cohen's offense is just how many different things they threw at the Panthers for them to have to be able to game plan with. And I thought that was amazing. But they gotta get that connection a little bit more. I think for one of the first plays of the game to keep that defense honest and in the 2 safety eye look was they just send him on a go and just threw it, just see if he can run by him. And you got to keep the defense honest in those situations. And I thought that was awesome.
The Jaguars' leading tackler, was that boy Olukan, 10 total tackles, 6 solo, and 1 pass deflection as well. Andrew Wingard was doing his thing, man. 8 total tackles and 4 solo as well.
They took that pick 6 away from him, man.
Yeah.
While our defense still this week's coming up is going to be tough. If they left a lot to be desired, even though it was a dominating win. Or it looks like a dominating win, but when you watch it on film, there's still a lot of changes that they need to make. Boy, it was hit, man. Murray was out there doling out just sleep medications. It was crazy. Jones got to be a little bit better. Boy, I talk about Trevor throwing people into the infirmary. Nobody throws people into the infirmary like Bryce Young. Oh my God. And shout out to Brenton Strange. Can we get a little love? Brenton Strange is about to get a him. He just gave the little flipper to the poor cornerback that came in there on the blitz and bam, just knocked him straight on his ass. It's very embarrassing. That man has a family to go home to. Caught very good target that's going to make those tough catches for Trevor, and he's gotta love it. Gotta love him for that. But yeah, the defense, when defense shows some Josh Hines Allen got a sack, and shout out to the team MVP, Cam Little. Cam Little is guaranteed points. So I shout out to him and shout out to everybody. Shout out to the Jags for a good victory. I thought it was dope.
These are your team stats right here. So the time possession difference was only 2 minutes. 29 minutes for the Panthers, 31 for the Jags. The Jags had 123 more total yards compared to the Panthers as well. These are your stats right here. The Jags' biggest difference was on the ground, with ETN doing his thing with 143 rushing yards compared to Chuba Hubbard's 57 as well.
Like, if they wouldn't have abandoned the running game so early, like, I think the game would have been different. Chuba Hubbard was like, that Panthers O-line was like just again, just spreading them like cheeks. There's no other way to no other way, and then putting the Chuba in them inside, like right down the middle. Like, I was sitting there like, damn, they going for like 8 a clip. But then the offensive coordinator didn't want to throw the ball. I'm like, my brother in Christ, just keep it up. They also had some times when they could have made my life better by just incorporating tits for fits. Like, this game should have easily been 26-16. Because Fitz had 3 opportunities to make a kick that they just took away from him, trying to go and close the game up a little bit too early. Take the points when they give you the points. They should have went, the Carolina Panthers should have went with the black guy that they had that actually had them in playoff contention as an interim head coach. But instead, they went with the handsome, tan, white male. I'm not saying any right. I'm just describing it. I don't give a fuck if it was white or black. I'm just literally saying the coach that they had, that the guys were playing for, was there, and they didn't even give a chance to take the job. Like, you know, it's just it's a very interesting thing. They have pieces. They're just not overall great. We were trying to get Sheena on. Maybe she got busy or whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Bottom line is, this was a thorough behind whooping that the Jacksonville Jaguars gave. If I had to give my coaching grade, A+ to the running game. Not just Travis. Every running back that got in did well in the running game. Tanks doesn't show up in the stat column like that because his 2 big runs there were holding penalties attached to it. But Travis's never mind, she's here now. Travis's big run was a good thing. If you listen to my channel, you listen to some of my coaches. Travis was out there AFOCing. He was accelerating feet on contact. That's what you got to do when you're about to hit somebody. When you're about to hit, you don't just stop your feet. You don't lean into them. You actually get ready. You start taking short, choppy steps, and then you engage. And you'll be surprised at how many more yards you get when you do that. Tootin was tootin'. Tootin was toting. And then I believe Allen scored his first touchdown. The first touchdown of the game, I didn't even know who the fuck that was. Long, some tight end named Long. I don't know. But like, shout out to Trevor for sharing the ball. But again, just Trevor still isn't accurate enough for my liking. Not for a guy who's been in the game as long as he's been in. They say do not bury the lead. Just go find a picture of her, find something really good so that the people can get their eye candy, since she doesn't want to show us what she looks like. But we have Sheena Quick let's ask her about some Panther stuff. We got Polo Kid already saying, he's already in the comments, got questions for Sheena. But we'll get my dog on here. It was good seeing her. Their spaces is spicy. I don't know how else to say it. Like, they are angry. Like they are like the when people say that their fan, like the Jaguars fan base is rabid, but I didn't realize the Panthers fan base was that passionate. We're echoing. Panthers fan base was that passionate. We're echoing. Oh, she got to mute her. It was coming from her? She got to mute her. It was from her? She must not have Bluetooth. Mm-hmm. Sheena, try Bluetooth or I'll call you so we don't echo. Sheena? Oh, nice.
Hey, I'm switching to mic. I'm switching to a mic.
Okay. Did you make it back to Charlotte? Is the first question. Are you safe? Oh, she got to unmuted herself, I guess.
Okay.
Someone kept, but no, someone kept muting my mic. But yeah, I made it back at like 2:00 in the morning. That's why you guys can't see me right now. I look crazy.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we don't. Yeah,
Can you
don't
hear me?
scare us this morning. Like, or it could be coffee. Sometimes you get a little shock to your system, get you alert. So talk
I've
to
already
us
taken
about.
Aiden to school, got some coffee, and it didn't work.
So tell us about what were your impressions of the game last night? I mean, yesterday afternoon.
Man, the Panthers were outcoached, outplayed, outmanned, out everything. It was a top to bottom thing for me. What is this? Why does other stuff keep opening up? What's going on with this?
That was
With us?
Super weird. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you.
We can hear you. You're good.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Something kept popping up on my screen. But no, like it was just top down, just a disappointment. I didn't have lofty expectations of that defense going in just because I'm still not a fan of the scheme. They got better in the offseason, but there were so many holes that still needed to be filled. They're very, very, very vulnerable and thin at linebacker, very thin at safety, and it showed yesterday. They've not been able to defend tight ends in a couple of years now. And as you saw, you mentioned tight end long that you weren't really super familiar with. Every tight end eats against that Carolina Panthers defense. But I will say this, there was definitely an expectation for that offense to look better.
Oh, definitely.
They brought
I
back,
was
yeah.
I was assuming that it was going to definitely look better than that Bryce Young throws some infirmary balls, man. Like he gonna get you hurt now.
And that was what was surprising to me. I wouldn't, coming into this, we've seen Bryce throw bad balls in the first 2 seasons, but not hospital balls. The hospital balls were to Hunter Renfrow, is what I'm assuming you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, Adam Thielen makes those catches, and those aren't hospital balls. So when a lot of people are like, "Oh, they're not gonna miss Adam. They got young receivers now. Adam 35." That's where you miss an Adam Thielen. There's a catch, or I'm sorry, a pass deep left to Hunter Renfrow, slightly underthrown. Wasn't a perfect ball, but
Oh shit. I know.
if
I don't know.
Adam Thielen gets a PI call,
Gotcha. So who
yeah,
is so
I
right
can hear.
now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It was going in and out. But so right now it was Sheena quick out the blocks, quick blitz, best. I don't care if you watch the Carolina Panthers or you're not. It is the best spaces. Like it is just like
Man,
they're like therapists. It's the calmest I've seen Vashti as well. Like it's just like because everybody else is angry. So Vashti doesn't even have a chance to be mad. It feels like. But I saw something earlier. Now you have to go away from it once you get down a few scores. But my questions of your coach would be this: why, when you're getting what it feels like you're getting 7 yards a clip in your running game,
would you stop running the ball?
why would you go away from that to start throwing it when it's clearly you're not being as successful with that? And also, why not just walk away with points on drives? You went for it a few times on fourth down when you were inside the Jags territory, and you have a really good rookie kicker. Now,
Kicker.
I'm selfish because I had him getting 2 field goals, and I'm mad about that. He should have had 3. But I'm just curious.
Right.
What are the thoughts on the coaching on coaching like that, like maybe even the offensive strategy?
Well, I think that he was trying to make a statement. Were you within the 5 or inside the 5? Those are definitely 4 down territories, and they were facing 2nd and 2 from the 6-yard line. Like they should have been able to get 2 yards in 2 downs. But as far as going forward on 4th down earlier in the game or in different parts of the game, I think he was just trying to be aggressive. He gambled, and unfortunately, he was on the losing end of those gambles yesterday. I still don't understand the empty set on 4th and 1 at the 5. I don't get that, or why you don't at least give Chuba the ball. I'm not sure. We'll hear from him today at 1:20. People have a lot of questions about that, and that particular play. Of course, Bryce was asked about it. The offensive linemen were asked about it, and there was so much that was unsaid that really told us how they really felt about that play call.
Gotcha.
We saw Bryce really, really frustrated on the sideline, threw his helmet down. Of course, we asked Dave about that. Dave said that, it was just frustrations and just competitive nature. It wasn't directed towards him. Asked Bryce the same thing. Bryce said it was just competitive nature. Then he said it was just things that happened that had to do with not being with not executing. Rob Hunt said we ran what was called. It just didn't work. So you can tell and you as a player, James, you know what those statements mean.
Yeah.
I don't think they like the play call.
Oh, no, without a doubt. Like, no, the play, like, I would be especially when it's not working. Also, when it seems like you're trying to force something and the guy can't get in rhythm. Like I saw, I forgot what broadcaster was that destroyed Leggett, because he gave up terrible effort on one of those plays, as far as blocking and then not being able to get his feet in bounds and stuff like that. But it is very frustrating at times when it doesn't seem like anything's working. And I'll be honest with you, when you feel like you're going up against an opponent that is, if not inferior or on the same level of bad as you are, you feel like you should be competing a little bit better.
They absolutely should have competed better than that. What they showed yesterday was abysmal, and it was embarrassing. It just nothing was in sync. Even, the snaps. Some of the snaps seemed rushed. Some of them were high. Austin Corbett, the center, he said, I don't know what's going on behind me, what side snapped the ball. So he didn't know that his snaps were bad. No one was telling him that his snaps needed to be better. So it's just the lack of communication, the lack of cohesiveness. Dave Canales said that the mood in the locker room was surprised. Like, I don't think any of them expected to be that ass yesterday, but they definitely were. I'm sorry, you just don't get blown out by the Jags. No disrespect, but you just don't get blown out by the Jags.
I mean, it's something that's doesn't happen often in our history, but it does show you. Liam Cohen definitely came with a lot of hype as far as offensive play calling. You could definitely see a change compared to what we had before. And you can see they had to be prepared for a bunch of different things. Overall, where do you think the Panthers go from here?
Hell, ain't nowhere else for them to go. I mean, where else is there for?
Because a lot of people in your spaces were hitting the panic button, and like they were just ready
They're
to talk
hitting the
about
panic
draft.
button.
Are you talking
Yeah,
about
because
draft in November, or are we talking about like playing meaningful games in November?
they're ready to hit the panic button because it's PTSD. They've been here and seen this so many times. They're like, man, we see what's happening. We see what's going on. Somebody Burt talking about this is not the last year Jags. That Jags team was not head and shoulders above the Panthers. They were head and shoulders above the Panthers yesterday. But as far as paper and talent wise, that should have been a more competitive game. Even if the Jags won by 3, won by 6, even won by 10, that was supposed to be a better game. You know what I mean? That was supposed to be a better game. And I think that's what is so frustrating. And the other thing that's frustrating is that Dave Canales, for the second year in a row, didn't really play the starters in that preseason. They're like, look, y'all ain't Kansas City. Y'all are not the Ravens. You got, veterans that have had success that are playing in preseason games. Panthers, who do you think you are to not play your veterans? And then the week 1 is like a preseason game because everybody's trying to get in sync instead of actually using the preseason for the preseason. So there's a lot of concerns. There's a lot, like I said, mostly in that space and even outside of that space on Twitter. What I've seen is people are just like frustrated with the familiarity of it. They were expecting something different. This goes out and happens. They feel like it's the same old Panthers, and they're like, you know what, not even gonna get my hopes up. So that's why they're looking forward to the draft. It's dramatic as hell. It is, but no one expected that. And even the touchdown, that was a garbage time touchdown. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they really scored 3 points if you really look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of and those spaces get hyped though. I'm not even gonna hold you. They definitely get lit in there. People love to hear themselves talk, and giving fans a chance to vent, and even when games are going good, to just voice their opinions during the halftime. People really appreciate that.
It definitely was interesting. I was curious to how you guys actually do that during halftime in the press box, but it wasn't really loud. It wasn't really even that bad. Because I was just like, man, they really in there just wilding out like that. But yeah, I see. But it was a good look. It's good seeing you, as well as Vashti. I guess I won't see you again.
We're not gonna skip.
You said
what?
We're
not gonna skip past that. We're not gonna skip past that press box being sweltering.
I told you it was gonna be hot, man. It's because it faces the sun. I don't even think it's the air conditioning per se, as much as that's where the sun, like at 1 p.m., that's where the sun is at. And
Jesus,
it is hot. We had I won't lie to you, there's better food that they've had. It wasn't really that great. I don't like the brisket chili. They could have left that alone. Give me my record. I like chili.
I thought that was the best thing they had up there though.
I like
saying
chili.
A lot.
So that's the problem. Yeah. It's like I don't want no brisket like that. I need regular chili for my dog. And then the ice cream is the best thing to have. But
and then they were out of vanilla ice cream because everyone's trying to cool off. They ran out of vanilla ice cream.
We do have a lot of sweets.
It was rough, man. The walk to the press box and down to the post-game pressers for the visitors' locker room. We had to go walking for 40 days and 40 nights to get to that press
now
conference.
the construction made it worse. I'm not even going to hold you. Like, I actually found a shortcut now because, like, when I went there for the preseason game, I was like, yo, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm not finna walk all around the stadium to get
all the way around the stadium.
But, like, there's a way to get there and cut. Like, you just, technically my boss, Chris Porter, showed me how to do it. But it was definitely interesting. Y'all, you know what? Now that I think about it, no, y'all press box is nicer. I remember being there for the ACC championship game. It's a newer press box. It's newer than ours. Like we're renovating. 2028 is going to look fire, hopefully. But y'all food wasn't that great for the ACC championship game. I felt bad. They gave us chicken tenders and fries.
Was it? Well, were they Bojangles Supremes?
No, it was just regular ass chicken fingers.
Oh,
I know Bojangles. Right now, man, all the Bojangles are gone in Jacksonville.
Well, see, our post game is always.
I should have told you to bring me some bow rounds. I'd have ate them cold.
Our post game, well, not our, but the Panthers post game press box food is always Bojangles Supremes.
Dang.
During the game, there's brisket and mac and cheese and all of those things. Halftime glizzies and brats. Yeah.
They did not. I do not remember that for 2023. But right now, if FSU does what they're supposed to do, I will be seeing you in Charlotte.
For sure.
Because them boys is I'm not there yet, but like we beat Virginia. I'm telling some elite lies.
Elite lies.
Miami play USF. If Miami struggles with USF, I'm telling some elite lies. But outside of that, man, good. Like I said, it was good. Hold up, wait a minute. Where are the two Bojangles in Jacksonville? Because the one on Southside Boulevard that I've been going to since I've lived here it's been closed for like 2 years. Like, where are these Bojangles in Jacksonville that y'all are talking about? Oh, you're right. Man, they got a Bojangles at a gas station. Man, I ain't talking about that shit. Man, I don't want no gas station Bojangles. That ain't
Wait, at the gas station?
Yeah, like right when you get into the airport, there is a gas station right by the airport on the same road you go.
I got you.
It has a Bojangles in there. It's not the same. He is right about that, but the Bojangles are in the hood. Never mind. Not going to not doing that. Doing that with these
crazy.
People. Getting me robbed for a Bo-berry biscuit. I needed it. But anyways, girl, it was good seeing you. Oh, how did the photographer do? He do all right?
He did great.
Shout out to Royal Productions for going out there. You got all on Facebook. He is so proud and happy. Like I think he might have cried.
You're
So
you're so
Sheena's out
nuts.
here making dreams come true.
You're insane.
But all right, girl. I'll
You are
holler at you later though.
insane.
Appreciate you coming on and talking about your team getting their ass whooped by us.
And
And
whoop, bro.
y'all
Curb
make sure y'all
stomp.
check out
Molly walked.
at Sheena_Marie3 for great pictures, great football insight, all these other different things. I believe that's her IG as well. As her
Yeah.
Twitter. And check out her and Vashti's halftime show spaces. Always the best spaces that I've like, every time I've gone in there, it's been very entertaining, very colorful. So I'll talk to you later.
All righty, James.
All right, that's Sheena quick. All right, Jason, more NFL talk, sir.
Okay, let's get on with some of the notable games that happened during week 1 of the NFL. I know we had a show on Friday, but the Chiefs and the Chargers ended up playing in Brazil on Friday night, which resulted in a Chargers dub 27-21. I would not have put the money line on the Chargers, but hey man, they defied some expectations with this 27-21 victory over Kansas City. And it's just one game we didn't get a chance to discuss since it was after the show on Friday evening. And it looks like everybody got the Chiefs to win. You see right here of the different picks from analysts and commentators. Chiefs in this AFC West matchup. Shout out to Joe Fortenbaugh, man. Standing on business, picking the Chargers. Seems like he's the Lone Ranger out there as well. You see Big Spears, RC, even Mina picked the Chiefs as well. So, a lot of people went with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, but they ended up falling short of the victory. And we got a shout out to a running back, man, Mr. Marshawn Lynch. So Marshawn Lynch now works as a photographer on the sidelines of games. He was in Brazil for the game, was seen taking pictures. He was also seen giving some game and advice to Omarion Hampton as well. So shout out to Marshawn Lynch and shout out to the Chargers for getting the dub in Brazil.
Somebody posted that and they were like, man, I thought that was Big Game. I said, shit, I thought that was me too. It's like, damn, when I get that? Like, but like Marshawn Lynch is my spirit animal. I love that guy, man. I think a lot of people didn't take into account what the Chargers did this offseason. When your D is a little limp, sometimes you got to do some stuff to be able to get that vitality, get it back into you. We have places like Alpha Clinic here in Jacksonville that can help you out. We have there's all Rose Sparks, Blue Chews. The Chargers just went and got that Fuller D. Meaning Adam Fuller is the safeties coach out there, and you can see the impact of the Fuller D after one serving. They went out there and upset the Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback of this current generation team, and just again a dynasty. So kudos to them. Somebody asked right of the line got a couple good questions, so I got to answer those. Who did he take that little vest from? One, photographers have to wear a vest, so they give you those vests, and he's a broad man, so it's probably like it ain't but so many there. But Miles, go scroll all the way up. He was asked a phenomenal question and it made it great. And I'm going to give you guys real big 3 stories that you don't know of. I'll keep going on. He asked about Shane Matthews. He was listening to Shane. His first mistake was listening to the Shane Matthews show. I watched the Shane Matthews today. Man, he hates FSU. I don't think he's ever gotten over FSU stepping on his toe, making him leave the game. That ain't why Shane Matthews hates FSU. So for those who want, you guys want the tea? Everybody want the juice? I know we've been talking about college already, but would y'all like to know why he probably really does hate FSU? And if this happened to you, you would probably hate FSU too. Can we? He's a Google person. He's got to have a Wikipedia. Let's pull up Shane Matthews' Wikipedia if we can. Shane Matthews, for those who don't know, was a quarterback at the University of Florida. Pretty good career. I believe he finished top 5 in the Heisman race, was drafted, coached high school football here at Nice, actually tried to hire me on at one point, and but also went to jail for something with tax. No, it was some kind of financial fraud that he did. Anyways, just scroll down a little. He's from Pascagoula, Mississippi. Played with my guy Kes McCorvey. His dad was the coach. Let's look at his personal life. If they have his because normally they have like who you're married to and whatnot. Do they have that on this?
It seems like they don't have his marriage, but mostly his dealings with the law.
Okay, well, I don't even want to get into that because that's petty. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to do whatever. It's not like what I'm about to talk about is petty or not. It's not. So he was married. He had a kid. These things happen. And women are terrible people. And do we have it where he finished in the Heisman Trophy race? He was pretty good. Like he finished 5th in 1991 Heisman Trophy race. So finished 5th. Everybody, let's keep that class. Let's keep that. He finished 5th. Casey Weldon, would you please look up Casey Weldon? Let's find out who Casey Weldon is. Because people might not know who Casey Weldon is because they're not football historians. You watch this show so you can learn football history. And Casey Weldon, just click on this Wikipedia page. Casey Weldon, FSU quarterback legend, North Florida Christian. And hey, similar season, 1991. Did we see where Casey Weldon finished, right? Almost got it, but he didn't get it. That 1991 moment was important, but he was a Heisman Trophy runner-up that year. Casey Weldon played, for those who don't know, Casey Weldon played quarterback at Florida State. Do we see, is Casey Weldon's, do we have his personal life up there? No, they don't have his personal life. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Casey Weldon has a beautiful wife. And he has a stepson that was Shane Matthews' son. So for those who don't know, Casey Weldon married Shane Matthews' ex-wife. It's the guy that she tells you not to worry about that you always have to worry about. Most women don't upgrade like they believe they upgrade. This was a clear upgrade. You finished 5th in the Heisman, he finished runner-up. She said, I'm going to go take it up another notch. So the hate is warranted because of the rivalry. She could have fucked any quarterback in college football, but she went for the rival. She went for exactly where she knew it would hurt him. Right. She could have picked anybody. There's other men there's a lot of men on this planet. She picked she knows that was when the rivalry was the rivalry. And she didn't only just she got a Tallahassee Pilgrim through and through. He went to North Florida Christian. She did a reverse Candy before Candy. This is what, like, it was crazy. It's just, I remember finding out about this and I'm like, yo, I can't coach for this man. Not the way I talk. He gonna say something to make me mad and I'm gonna say something to make him mad. Same position, like, dog, like women are diabolical. She knew what she was doing with that. This man got to see you during the holidays. He over here playing catch with your son. Don't throw like your dad. Throw like me. Don't blame me. I was given this world. I didn't make it. Like, shit. All I'm saying is Casey has reasons to hate Florida State. Just like Jimbo has reasons to hate Florida. But no, it wasn't actually a Candy situation. I'll say this, Candy's was worse. Because one thing that nobody wants, this isn't a black or white thing. Nobody wants this. A black man don't want this. Nobody wants a younger man splitting your old lady in two. A younger black dude that's fit splitting your old lady in two. It's just not an image you want to have. So she added the fact that he was a rival and he didn't make more money than him. It's like she didn't upgrade. That's some of the worst shit. It's like everybody's trying to fuck a woman. So ladies, just get over. Yes, you can have another dude. God puts you with 3 holes to make that happen. He gave you an advantage. Most men have to have really accomplished something to be able to get a woman. And Bert, it was because he was there when he was in high school. So Jit going to Florida State games. And I'm not going to keep pushing that because I may have to. One of Jake's sons may have to play for my 707. I don't want no smoke. We're going to be all right. But that shit is hilarious. I'm sorry. That shit is hilarious to me. But that's the reason why. My bad. Let's go ahead and get back to the NFL talk.
The most shocking game of the week came from a fellow AFC South team, and that's none other than the Indianapolis Colts. Now, this game was shocking for 2 reasons. So this twofold shock came from the Dolphins' lack of offensive success and the quarterback play from Daniel Jones. Speaking of Daniel Jones, he went 22 of 29, 298 total yards, 1 pass touchdown. And James, they don't need Anthony Richardson because he got 2 rush touchdowns as well. So the Colts defeated the Dolphins 33-8. Tua went 14 of 23, 114 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and he got a QBR of 2.7. Didn't know it was possible to have a single-digit QBR, but Tua did, in fact, do that. And just to compare QBRs, Daniel Jones had an 87.6.
So we're going to be able to see a real-life comparison of Daniel Jones and Trevor Lawrence because they'll play each other twice this year.
Yes.
That's wild. I would have never expected that. It might be time for Tua to hang it up.
It's funny that you mentioned that, James, because we have this clip of Tua getting a blindside sack, and many speculated he got a concussion from this because his reads weren't the best. And you can just tell from this hit, it wasn't the softest of hits. He did not land on a pillow. Just take a look for yourself. Not a good sign, man. Not a good sign.
Let that man go, man. Brother, you got a lot more life to live, man. Just like Tua's gone through a lot, man. And it's time to get rid of Mike McDaniel, too. You know who they need to do? What they need to do? Trade for Jameis. I think Jameis is what's needed for the Dolphins. That boy's eggs are scrambled.
His eggs are indeed scrambled. Just want to read you off some more notable stats from Miami receiving. Tyreek Hill was the leading wide receiver. 4 receptions, 40 yards. Jalen Waddle, 4 receptions, 30 yards. Devon Achane, 3 receptions, 20 yards. Devon Achane led the Dolphins in rushing with 55 yards. Jonathan Taylor, although he didn't have a touchdown, had 18 carries for 71 81 yards. And Michael Pittman Jr., 6 receptions, 80 yards, 1 touchdown as well. Just an overall surprising game from the Colts and from the Dolphins' lack of. So we have our next game, which is the nail biter of the week. And this is going to the Buccaneers and Falcons game. I had red zone going on, so I was able to keep up with multiple games. But James, this was a great game for the NFC South. And sucks that Sheena's not here because from this game, we know the Panthers are not beating these two teams, and that is for sure. So it was a 23-20 game from the Bucs and Falcons in Atlanta. Then this was a great game that could have ended into an overtime slate, but Young Wei Koo ended up missing the game-tying field goal to send this game into overtime. We're going to get into the stats of this game, but first we got a hot.
Young Ho missed it.
Yep, I'll pull up the exact yardage right here.
Yeah, them young hoes normally be good about it.
So right here, Young Wei Koo, 44-yard field goal is no good, wide right, just like Harrison Butker. So, man, that is
Harrison Butker's kick was wide right for real.
Yes, that's what
I thought that's what his political leanings were,
and his kick leanings as well. And his kick leanings. But man, I just want to shout out some players specifically. Let's go to Michael Penix. First of all, man, he was definitely slinging it out there.
What did the young do-rag do?
27 of 42, going for 298 yards and 1 touchdown. Had a QBR of 83.7 as well. And then Bijan, he did not do his thing on the ground, but he was the leading receiver in this game. He had 6 receptions for 100 yards and 1 touchdown. Kyle Pitts, 7 receptions, 59 yards. Drake London, 8 receptions for 55 yards. And then, let's go on the Tampa side. Baker had 3 touchdowns, throwing for 167 yards, 17 of 32 as well. And this is the player who I wanted to highlight. Emeka Egbuka did his thing. 4 receptions, 67 yards, and 2 touchdowns in his NFL debut, man.
Told you about that, boy.
You did.
He cannot have asked for a better season and career NFL opener than this game. So we actually have a fun fact for you guys right here, courtesy of NFL 345. In the Buccaneers' victory, Emeka became the second player since the 1970 merger to record a game-winning touchdown reception with under a minute remaining in regulation or overtime in their first career game. He joins Ernest Wilford on September 12th, 2004. Just want to reiterate, you guys, Emeka scored with less than a minute left. He caught a 25-yard pass from Baker Mayfield. So shout out to the nail biter game of the week. Definitely a good NFC South matchup for you guys right there. So we got to touch on Sierra's husband and James, because the New York Giants, man, their season openers are not their forte. And from this stat, it just proves my point even more. So the Giants have failed to score a touchdown in their season opener in each of the last 3 seasons. The last NFL team to be held without a touchdown in at least 3 straight season openers was the Detroit Lions in the segregation days from 1940 to 1942. Just to reiterate, the Commanders beat the Giants 21-6. The Giants scored 2 field goals in the second and third quarter. Just like the infographic, courtesy of the stats, said, failing to score a touchdown. Whew, man.
You got all the answers. You shouldn't have been so mean to Shadur, apparently. And you should start Jabo. Excuse me. Start Jameis. And stop playing games.
Man, this game was just completely dominant from the Commanders' side of the ball. And well, I guess it's pretty typical from the Giants to not score in their season opener. So I can't say I'm surprised with this stat right here.
Sierra husband, see, the only way they make the news is when it's something about Future. So them changing Future's son's last name is the only way that they make. Like, you can't make it with the play, you can't make a hit, so you keep doing it the other way. That's the problem. Like, that's why everybody, like, you can make somebody hate your significant other by the way you move. Like, stop putting the goodies on him so he can play some fucking football. Like, have you seen what Bomani Jones said? I mean, Bomani Jones said about the transformation shift.
Nah.
Yes,
Russell Wilson is becoming Travis Kelce, and Travis Kelce is becoming Russell Wilson. Wearing Hawaiian shirts, dressing like a 55-year-old white man. And now Russell Wilson is going away from what made him lovable, his corniness. He's still corny, but his corniness is what made him who he was. She's trying to make him into a version of all the other men that she dated. All the mistakes that she made. Most of the time they say you can tell a single woman who makes consistent bad mistakes in their relationship by the way they dress their sons. Like, they hate their baby daddy, but they make them dress just like the baby daddy. Like, they dress like little corner boys. Like drug dealers, like wearing baggy pants, all that other shit. Like, you never dress them like an upstanding gentleman. You always dress them like you know, because again, one of my favorite Sierra songs was Sierra and 50 Cent. They remixed it, but it's like, I can't leave him alone. Oh, yeah. I tried that good boy shit, but the dope boy turns me on. Like, again, like, women, we love y'all. I want y'all to win, but we know y'all like bad boys are loved. It's the corny ones that don't get you until, you know, a couple babies out the way. But hey, more power to them. It seems like a really good relationship. I'm not judging their relationship. I'm judging the fact that it's fucking up my football relationship. I want to watch good football. I don't give a damn about your marriage. I want to watch good ball, and we're not watching it. If he would just sat his ass down somewhere and just follow you, then we're good. Put Jameson.
Moral of the story is that family matters, man. Family matters. And we got to talk about the Sunday night football game between the Ravens and Bills. For any of my Baltimore Ravens fans out there, I am so sorry for your loss, because y'all can just never catch a break, man. Y'all can never catch a break. Thank you for NFL on Prime Video for posting this graphic showing that with 4 minutes left, the Bills overcame a 15-point deficit to get the victory over the Baltimore Ravens. Man, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills did their thing, and we're going to get into the box score of this game, but let's take a look at these posts I wanted to share with you guys. So the Ravens are the first team in NFL history to score 40-plus points and rush for 235-plus yards in a loss. Teams were previously 277-0, including playoffs. So the Ravens made history. Well, they were on the wrong side of history. So
I blame Taggart.
I do too. Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills is the first player in NFL history to have 250-plus passing yards and 2+ rushing touchdowns in any single quarter. Yes, you heard that right. In any single quarter of any single game. He did it in the fourth to bring that 15-point deficit down. And courtesy of Opta Stats, the Buffalo Bills are the first team in NFL history to be down by 15-plus points with under 4 minutes left and win the game in regulation. So with all that in mind, let's take a look at the box score of this game for you. Lamar did his thing. You see his QBR of 94 was actually better than Josh Allen's QBR. Lamar went 14 of 19, raking up 209 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also had 6 carries for 70 yards for a touchdown as well. So he actually had 3 total touchdowns. Derrick Henry, we'll get back to him, 18 carries for 169 yards, an average of 9.4 yards a carry, raking up 2 touchdowns. He had a long of 49. James Cook signing that deal, did his thing, 13 of 44 with a touchdown. Josh Allen had some rushing touchdowns as well, went 14 of 30 on the ground and had 2 touchdowns. James, your illegitimate son is balling out, man. He had himself a game. He's looking like wide receiver 1 for the Buffalo Bills. I think between him and Palmer, they have a good shot of being that Z for the squad. So Keon Coleman, 8 receptions, 112 yards, and he had a touchdown. He had the most targets too by Josh Allen. He had 11 total targets, so he led the team in targets, receptions, yards as well. Zay Flowers did his thing for the Ravens, 7 receptions, 143 yards, 1 touchdown as well. D-Hop, 2 receptions, 35 yards. He had a crazy one-hand snag for his first ever reception as a Raven and first ever touchdown as a Raven. Loving to see what he can do with Lamar in that game. But where did it all go wrong, James? How did the Buffalo Bills endure this major comeback? So it all started in the 4th. The Buffalo Bills scored, getting from 25 to 32. They had a 10-play drive, 80 yards with 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And then the Ravens, or Derrick Henry, did the unbelievable. So the Ravens actually fumbled the ball. Derrick Henry fumbled the ball, and then the Buffalo Bills recovered after the game. Derrick Henry told the media that he told his teammates the loss was on him and how he wanted to take it like a man. So with the fumble, the Buffalo Bills actually ended up recovering at the Baltimore 30, really close to the end zone. Then the Bills scored again. Josh Allen marched down the field, and he actually ended up getting one of his rushing touchdowns, running up the middle for 1 yard. They stopped the Ravens offense from moving down the field. So the Ravens actually had to punt with 1 minute and 33 seconds left, and they were up by 2 points. Josh Allen, 9 plays and 66 yards later, ended up winning the game because Josh Allen and the Bills kicked a field goal to get the game in the Buffalo Bills' favor. James, did you end up watching this game? Because it was crazy.
I watched a good amount of it. It was funny because baby boy Keon's little brother, Killer, said he's not going to bed till Keon scores a touchdown. And he thought he scored one, but he got the improper illegal touching. I guess he got ran out of the back of the end zone. I watched it when Derek fumbled. Then they drove down and they scored. And I saw Keon miss the 2-point. It was great. It was great. It was a great read by what's my guy's name? Played at Clemson. Both of them were battling in 2023 FSU Clemson. It was good seeing that. But I stopped watching because I had to go do the news. I didn't realize that this was going to happen. And it was incredible. I just could not. I wouldn't have believed that they won when they didn't convert the 2-point conversion. I just figured that game was over. There's no way you could blame Lamar Jackson. Derrick Henry did turn it over. I do give him that, but that's not Derrick Henry's fault. The game should have never been that close. I believe both defensive coordinators should have to donate their checks to charity because clearly there was no defense play. This was an arena football game. And that's insane that they had such a collapse toward the end. Make a stop. That's it.
The secondary for the Ravens did fold during that 2-minute drill, man. Got a chance to get picked apart by Josh Allen, marched up the field, and ultimately ended up losing to the Bills. But that was a sign of caution for the Ravens during this late game stretches. How come that defense is folding? We know how elite Josh Allen is and the Bills, and they have a lot of threats that can attack you. But man, so many gaps were exposed on the Ravens secondary, and they have a good squad on the secondary. So I just doesn't make sense. Just does not make sense. So we're going to talk about just give a quick update on the other games as well. Not going to go too deep into this as we hear on the 2-hour mark, but just wanted to share with you all some of the other games as well, some of the other stats. So the Bengals ended up defeating the Browns. The Browns kicker was to blame for this, missed a field goal and I think an extra point attempt as well. So they were putting the kicker through the ringer, and Myles Garrett was abusing Joe Burrow yesterday. And I actually found out from watching that game, courtesy of Red Zone, that Myles Garrett has sacked Joe Burrow more than any other quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. So that is his B word, if you know what I'm saying. And Myles Garrett was giving him the work, but ended up falling short of that victory. Raiders got a dub over the Patriots. Genty had his first NFL touchdown. Huge shout out to Ashton Genty, man. 19 carries, 38 yards. Got a touchdown on the ground. Brock Bowers did have an injury. However, he was going off. However, Spencer Rattler ended up losing to the Cardinals 20-13. His receiver could not haul in a late game touchdown attempt that could have sent the game into overtime. James, Steelers versus Jets. Our boy Jalen Ramsey ended up making the game-saving defensive hit on Garrett Wilson, which
and
ran
boy
the
was
clock
it a
out.
good hit.
That was a crazy hit. And Aaron Rodgers got the dub against his former team. He was happy to say that he was just super excited to be anybody associated with the Jets. He had 4 touchdowns in the air as well. So we talked about the Commanders game. Cam Ward made his debut against the Broncos, but ended up losing 12-20. You may have seen the viral clip of his dad getting agitated with the receivers, dropping the passes that Cam Ward was laying on them. And might I add, Cam Ward is not an inaccurate quarterback. He was dotting up those receivers. They just could not hold on to the ball, man. But that's how it goes sometimes. 49ers defeated the Seahawks in this NFC West rivalry 17-13. And James, it's looking like the Lions are the Lion Cubs, because with their 2 coordinators gone, they do not look like the same team. They faced off against the Packers and lost 27-13 as well. Like I previously mentioned, OC is gone. Ben Johnson, who's now the head coach of the Bears. DC is gone. And Aaron Glenn, who's now the head coach of the New York Jets. AFC South lost right here with the Texans losing to the Rams 14-9. Puka Nacua went 10 of 130, but endured a serious concussion that actually left his face and eye bleeding, it looked like. So just wanted to give you guys an update on that as well. Jared Verse did his thing. Braden Fisk actually had a fumble recovery, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So shout out to the NILs for their performance against the Houston Texans. But that's our NFL update for you. And now we are at our Big Games BS topic for today. So we have our BS or bussin' section. This is where we bring the scope of the conversation outside of the typical football world, but we are subject to discuss different sports and popular culture topics. We're going to start out with our Big Games BS post, courtesy of one of your favorite people in Jags media, Mia O'Brien. So she took some pictures from the press box, and courtesy of the NFL Week 1 starting, this BS or busting question involves the Jags ice cream machine, James. So she posted a picture of the Jags ice cream machine. I know you and Sheena were talking about it, but you said this is the best part of the Jags box. right here, their press box.
Oh yeah, the chocolate ice cream is legit, dog. I was so mad because I went there like right before the end of the game and they cleaned it. And so I was like, man, that hurt. Cause like you can like they give you these cups and it's a little swirl thing. So what I do is I create that like an outside wall of chocolate soft serve ice cream. And now what I don't like is, but that I get it, it's more hygienic, right? But if you look to the left, they got the toppings, right? So sprinkles are for winners. I don't know what the other thing to the right is. I forgot. But the middle is where I go for. I'm going for the crushed Oreos. And but it's like you got to keep pushing it. And it's just like, it's this little, and it only comes out a little bit. But the way I make it, it's like a hole you put the Oreos in. And it makes it just like, so you don't got to like, when you just put the Oreos on the top, you lose the opportunity to have Oreos throughout the ice cream. So this way I could get a little bit of the ice cream, get me like one Oreo, and I can get the crunch. But it's pretty good. It wasn't the best that they've done. They had they were trying too hard. Like they had yuca fries. Just give me regular fries. You're not Spanish. I don't want yuca fries from you. They had cheese curds. I don't know why we had fried cheese curds. Wasn't that? But they always have the hot dogs. They normally have burgers too that you can always get, but they had the hot dogs. I like shredded cheese on my chili dog, but they had the cheese whiz this time. They had the brisket chili. I wasn't a fan of it. They had baked chicken. Nobody came here to eat healthy. And it was something else that they had, but it was okay. But the ice cream machine, I know is going to be consistent. If nothing else is good, the ice cream machine going to be on point. And I appreciate them for always being consistent with the ice cream machine.
Shout out to the Jags press box, but hey, my humble opinion, they did it so wrong. They did it backwards, James. With Jenkins closing, they should have had the Jenkins, man. First game of the season, should have had some Jenkins catering come through, man. But
do you like Jenkins? Have you had good? I've only had it one time, and they hyped it up so much that when I had it and it wasn't delicious, I decided not to go. I'll tell you what, I went to the Jenkins on Emerson, and I went with the idea that I was going to get some good barbecue with some good barbecue sauce. My ribs were not tender; they were a little overcooked, and y'all ain't telling me that. I like sweet sauce. They gave me the mustard sauce, and it wasn't great. So but I know some people who love Jenkins. I love what they meant to the community, but they wasn't even. I ain't really a big Jenkins fan. You like Jenkins?
Yeah, I was born and raised. Yeah, I grew up eating it a lot. I know my mom said it's changed over the years a lot, but I never been to the Emerson one. I only go to the downtown one if I go. Yeah, but
everybody's saying Jenkins downtown was good and is the one you're supposed to go to. So that's I'll give, but now I can't go to Jenkins no more. I think September 30th is the last day.
I'm not sure when the last day is, but I know they made a post on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken, that they were shutting down. But definitely a relic in the city of Jacksonville. If you know about Jenkins.
But I'm gonna tell you who ribs I fuck with. True King's Crab Trap. My boy Shannon Cheeseburger. Go see him on Thursdays and Sundays at Cigars International. Used to be it's the official ribs of the tailgate.
Those ribs were banging. Cannot lie. Those ribs were banging. And speaking of banging, this Karen at a Phillies game was about to bang and squabble up with a dad for trying to get his son a home run ball. These Karens are out of control, but we got the video to help you decipher for yourself. So Karen harassed a father and son because the father grabbed and gave the home run ball to his son. We got the video right here for you guys, but we're going to end this off on a good note. So this was during a Phillies and Marlins game at Philadelphia, if I'm not mistaken. But here's the video, and here's the occurrence that caused this social media frenzy.
See, here's my problem with people. Now he did get the kid did get blessed, right? He got hooked up by Phillies. They found out, they made sure they brought him back.
That's what's up.
And but the problem that I see, the boldness that people have.
She touched him too, like just touching trains.
There's a kid on our team. Actually, go ahead and play the rest of it. We'll play the rest of it.
So another fan caught this angle in 4K, right in close proximity, and I'm gonna play it with the sound so we can hear the dialogue between Karen and the great dad.
Oh, your thing, your page is your that window's muted again, Jada.
Let me try this. Let me try this. Give me 1 second. Pulling it back up for you right now. This should work, but let me know if it doesn't work.
There you go.
See, the energy in which she yelled, it was in my hand. Like, it wasn't even remotely in her.
Yeah, they just lied.
Like, you just lie. Like, this is why we don't believe women. It's because when you lie for no reason, so effortlessly.
Yeah, that's the part. It's so effortless.
It was just like you didn't even like in an age where cameras are everywhere. It's what we just saw with Sha'Carri. Like we saw, like in this for a ball.
You can lie like you believe it.
Like it's like it's like she was so believable that it's like she must be telling the truth. Like that man probably was like, man, damn, maybe I did snatch it from a woman. I could have swore I bent over and picked it up off the goddamn ground. This is crazy. And like, nah, people should have stopped. Oh, that's when I had no sound.
No, I mean it's just them clapping. So the
well, no, that's them presenting him something.
Yeah.
So we brought you a cool little goodie bag. You okay?
Oh, she gotta feel like I know that Karen feel like shit.
Oh, geez.
Like, cause I mean, she's right around the corner. Cause where the dad walked, it wasn't far, and it was just like nobody's picking it up. So I'm gonna walk, boom, scoop that up. Money. It's like fair ball. It's it's fair game. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and play this. Let's look more because it ends happy.
No, this is just a picture of them meeting a player. Yeah. But
I'm gonna say this. Now, if it was just me, James Coleman, I'm like, man, bitch, get the fuck out of my face. And I may give her the ball, but but I didn't go. He didn't go get that for himself.
Right.
He went and got that for his seed. And at a certain point, men, we have to be men. I don't condone. I'm undefeated. I've never hit a woman. I am equal opportunity about my kids. Your ass will be affirmed with my actions if you come over here and try to fuck with me about doing something with my kid. Or I'd mush the fuck out of her. Like, I'm sitting here like, the problem is, Our grandparents' generation was a little bit too rough. There was too much trauma in there, but sometimes they had the discipline is needed.
Oh my word!
Discipline is needed across the board.
Straight to the moon, Alice.
Yeah, you're gonna get a fresh one. That's what I wanted him to say. Like we have a kid on our team, Mike Walker. If Mike Walker's dad, Mike Walker's dad is an old school father. Old school. I'm talking about old school. And when I heard this man say this, I heard like he got experience in backhanding people. And he didn't just do anything. He gave her the tone was a good warning. And now he said something to the lady's son. She came up. She only heard what she heard. She was very angry and boisterous and do this. And he said he was calm. He said his piece, right? And then she kept going. He said, I don't argue with women. And walked off. Now, I'm talking about he got them big, he worked with his hands. So you know how them dudes that work with their hands and stuff, like they got the pad and the fat fingers. Like, I don't argue with women. And the way he said it, it immediately calmed her down. And then he walked off because like it was a slap. She touched me. Like it's just like don't close fist it, dog, because that's abuse. But like a good a good open palm, and you ain't gotta that's disrespectful too. But like a follow through, get the fuck out my face. And I would have been opposed to that. And she's old enough. I blame her husband or the men in her life for allowing her to be this bold.
She initiated contact.
Because she walked over. And I think the problem is you can't be led if you don't listen. And again, or you know what? Actually, you know what? No. I would have had to punch the guy over there. I might have mushed her, but I would have punched the guy involved. Because sometimes you got to discipline you. It's not enough to discipline the person who's creating the problem. You have to discipline the person who created the problem. And clearly, she has no guidance. This is why we need pimps. This is why pimps are necessary. Because some people need guidance. Not just for women. There's some men that need pimps too. Like you need a good, because again, that's dangerous. You don't know what this man, you walked over there thinking that he was sane. You walked over there not knowing what he was going through. What if his son was like one of them Make-A-Wish kids? And like he'll do anything for his son. And that like all over a baseball, dog.
Right.
Like they said it was his birthday too.
Man, that's wild, dog. You could have got shot put over a baseball.
They found her online. You know, the internet detectives quickly found the lady. Her name is let me double check it for you. Man, I was so close to finding it. Leslie Ann Kravitz. That's who the apparent Karen is, an administrator in the Hamilton, New Jersey school district. So, yeah.
Now she got to go out there and make comments like, it was a bad day. You don't understand. I'm not really like that. I don't know what came over me. No. You're a terrible person. We already know. We know you're a terrible person. But that's wild.
Well, that's it for today's show of Big Games BS. Great show to kick off week 1 of the NFL. NFL and college are hand in hand, so this is a great time of the year for sports fans all over the college football landscape. James, any last words to the fans as we close out Monday's edition of Big Games BS?
Shout out to everybody watching it on the YouTube and on Twitter. Make sure you join the comments and join the discussion on YouTube. Once we get to, there's a couple of different things we got. We want to get to 100 members. We are about 15 short of that. Please consider being a member. Membership goes from $3.99 all the way up to all in, which is $99. All in members, you get to experience the big games as I do. So if you want to go to, if you're in San Francisco, I will be at the Super Bowl. You want to know what it's like to cover the Super Bowl? Come slide out with us. Now that we know the ins and the outs, we'll even get you on press on Radio Row for a couple of the days. Once we get to 100 members, we will do something strictly for the members, a member giveaway. We will do that. Did Media Group, once we get to 7,000 subscribers, we're at 6,685. Once we get to 7,000 subscribers, we will give away $500 live on Big Games B.S., and we will give away $200 to a lucky member. We haven't done that in a while. We kind of been here, I believe, since not this past summer, but the summer last year. So let's try to get those numbers increased as, Jags and FSU or whoever is having good seasons. We will talk about those different things. Make sure you give us, likes and tell us some of the things that you would like to see, maybe in some original programming. Wednesday, we will have Brian McFadden on the show about 10 o'clock, in the 10 o'clock hour, talking about Florida State and college football, as well as any other questions that you have of him. We will also Friday, we will be broadcasting on the channel, Mandarin versus Bradford. Continue to do high school football and the different things like that. Appreciate everybody for the support. Thank you guys for chopping it up with me. We will see you guys next time.